Hi boys and girls, this is Dr. Khan. Hope you guys are all doing well. Today we are going to be working on Module 4, Lesson 19. Module 4, Lesson 19. Happy new day, and like always, it's amazing to connect with you all. So we're going to start out with our fluency practice, our conceptual development, and our application problem. So let's quickly dive in and start with our fluency practice. Adding ones to make tens. Adding ones to make tens. So 1 more than 29 ones equals 30 ones. 30 ones equals 3 tens. Good job. Next one. 2 more than 58 ones equals 60 ones. 61 ones turns into 6 tens. Do you see that? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, good job. Today's conceptual development is relate manipulative representations to a written method. Relate manipulative representations to a written method. What does that mean? Basically, we're going to relate the place value chart to the vertical way. We're going to relate the place value chart method to the vertical way. And we're going to basically be doing 2-digit addition with composing, or again, renaming, bundling. That all means the same thing. Composing, unit switches. We're going to conduct a unit switch, okay, as we're adding these numbers, add-ins, okay? So let's start out with problem 1. Problem 1 is 54 plus 68. What is 54 plus 68? So what we're going to do right now is we're going to look at the steps that we used last week, okay? So if you remember the steps, what I would like for you to do is, before even looking at this chart, I want you to pause the video and turn and talk to your family members or someone near you and tell them what are the steps when you add 2-digit problems with a unit switches. What are the steps? Pause the video. Okay, unpause. Good job. So basically what you do is you create a place value chart, okay? The new step that we are going to include today is represent both add-ins vertically. Start with the ones column, conduct a unit switch if necessary, start with the tens column, compose a unit switch if necessary, find the total. So basically what we're doing is basically looking at, what we're adding this time is we're adding the vertical way, okay? Yet last week we used just the place value chart to solve a 2-digit problem, adding 2-digit problems with composition, right? With composing. Now we're going to add the vertical written method, okay? That's all it is. So it should be really, really easy and fun. Okay, so let's start out solving 54 plus 68 using this method. First, we will use the place value way, and then we're going to use the vertical form, okay? So the first step is create the place value chart. I did. Right, here you go. Hundreds, tens, and ones, okay? Then it says represent both add-ins. I am representing 54. There's 5 tens, right? And 4 ones. Beautiful. Then it says to represent the second add-in, 68. So there's my 6 tens in purple, and then my 8 ones right there, 8 ones in purple as well. Okay, great. Now I have to start with the ones column, okay, and see if a unit switch is necessary. Okay, so here I have 12 ones, okay? I have 12 ones. Now I have to say, is there a unit switch? Yes, I have 10 ones that can turn into 110, right? So I'm going to rename that 12 ones into 110 and 2 ones. That's my first unit switch. So I'm going to take that 110 and put it in the tens column, okay? That is my first unit switch. There's unit switch 1. Excellent job. Then it says to start with the tens column and compose a unit switch if necessary. So let's look at the tens column. Now I have 12 tens, right? Do you see that? 12 tens. Okay. Can I conduct a unit switch? Absolutely. So I'm going to turn that 12 tens and rename it to 100 and 2 tens. Why? Because look, here I have 10 tens. I conduct another unit switch. Bam. And there's that turns into a 100, right? So now, what do I have remaining? What is left? I have 100. I have 2 tens. I have 2 ones. So the answer is 122. Good job. Now what I'm going to compare this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do I'm going to solve this problem in the vertical form. The same exact method, but now I'm doing it this way. I'm going to align the numbers, 54 plus 68, right? I'm going to again do the same exact process. Start with the ones column, right? So I have 4 ones plus 8 ones, which equals to 12 ones. I'm going to conduct a unit switch. I'm going to rename that into the 12 ones into 110 and 2 ones. So I'm going to keep the 2 here, the 2 ones here. I'm going to take the 110 and put it in the tens column. Good job. Now the next step, start with the tens column and compose a unit switch if necessary. So I'm going to add 5 tens plus 6 tens plus 1 tens. That equals to 12 tens. Do you see that? Can I conduct a unit switch? Yes, I can. I can rename the 12 tens into 100 and 2 tens. So basically, I'm going to keep the 2 tens here and take that 100 and make that into 100 right there. Do you see that? Okay, excellent job. So the answer is 122. Do they match? Yes, they do. So the place value way matches with the vertical way. Okay, so the answer is correct. Awesome, awesome job. Now we're going to use this and use this knowledge and complete our application problem. Can you see our application problem? I think you can, yes. Okay, so I'm going to read it. Always apply the read, draw, write strategy. So let's read it. There are 35 note cards in one box. There are 67 note cards in another box. How many note cards are there in all? Okay, so let me sit down and so you can probably see it better this way. Okay, all right, so let's say that again. There are 35 note cards in one box. There are 65 note cards in another box. So 35 here, 67 here. Okay, how many note cards are there in all? Okay, so right away, right, as I think about this problem and think about what's going on, I try to conceptually represent this. So I know there's 35 here. There's in another box, there's 67. I don't know the total, right? So I know this is an addition problem right away because it's in all, right? So I want to know how many there are altogether. I also represent it using a tape diagram. There's the 35 in one box, 67. It actually literally shows the boxes, so it's kind of awesome. And then you have your total that is missing. Okay, so I'm going to solve it using 2 methods, the number bond way and the vertical way. But before I do it, I want you to do it. So pause the video and solve this problem using whatever strategies that works for you. Okay, pause. Okay, unpause. Awesome. So now, here you go. I have 35 plus 67. So using the number bond method, I always have to ask myself, what is the next 10? With 35, what will give me the next 10? A 5, right? So I take out the 5 from 67. What do I have left over is 62. So I break this 67 into a 5 and a 62. I add the 35 and the 5, and I get 40. 40, and then we have the leftover, add the leftover. 40 plus 62, it's easier to solve. It is 102. Do you see that? 40 plus 62 equals 102. Very, very nice. This is using the number bond method. Now I'm going to use the vertical method. If I use the vertical method, I put 35 on top plus 67. I have to make sure that the ones column is in alignment. I have to make sure that the tens column is in alignment. So I always start out, what does it say? Start out with the ones column. So I start out with the ones column. 5 ones plus 7 ones equals 12 ones. Okay? I'm going to take that 12 ones and rename it to 110, which there's the 110, and 2 ones. I'm going to keep the 2 ones in the ones column. I'm going to take the 110 and put it in the tens column. Okay? I am bundling this, correct? I am renaming, I'm composing. Okay, so I'm conducting basically a unit switch. So here you have 3 tens plus 6 tens plus 1 tens equals 10 tens. Another unit switch. So I take that 10 tens and I turn that into, I rename it to 100 right here. And then 0 tens is left over. Okay, so the answer is 102. Do they match? The number bond way matches with the vertical way. And then I'm not done yet. Obviously, as you know, we have to write, read, draw, and write. There are 100 note cards in all. There is my sentence. Amazing job. Now, boys and girls, you can use the number bond method, the vertical way. You can use the place value way to check your work, okay? It is very important to check your work and be extremely precise in math. So I hope this lesson has helped you. It's a very, very easy lesson because all we did was basically relate the manipulative representation, right, which is the place value chart, to a vertical form, the vertical way. And that's it. Hope this video helped you. Hope to see you guys soon. Take care and have an amazing, amazing day. You guys are awesome. I miss you and I hope to see you soon. But like I said, you guys are rock stars. Awesome. Take care.